I'm a little nervous. Not really, actually.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay. This chair does not.
It doesn't roll.
No, it doesn't. It's actually like really not that great. Anyway, who am I here with today?
Alisha Vicente.
Alicia. So we talked a little bit about different talking points that you wanted to talk about. With like, it was like one or two. We were like, we'll get a whole list. Ended up being like two things. I know you talked about how you are extroverted, right?
Yes, I am extroverted.
And you weren't always like that, correct?
More like I was always like that.
You were. Okay. So how young?
Okay, I bring this up to a lot of people because I tend to like, this is the best way to describe, like, I was that kid in like Walmart that would like say hi to like every adult passing by. Like that was me. Like I was in the cart, I would say hi to everybody. I would be waving.
You're that baby.
I was that kid. Like that was me. Yeah. That's I feel like it's the best way to describe it.
So just very talkative.
I talk a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of like, that's what like the main thing that people get from me, that I just like talk.
People would say like it's a personality trait.
Personality trait? I guess. I don't know. I just like, once you get me going, I'm going. You know, like I've never like want to stop a conversation. I actually like starting them, you know? I like starting conversations, yeah.
What do you want to do in your future?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people know what they want to do, especially in this school. Like people are like, I want to do this, or I want to do this. I want to go into engineering. These like big jobs. And I don't know, maybe I'm not like, I don't shoot for the stars or anything, but I know what I like and I know what I don't like, but I don't necessarily like, I haven't pinpointed what I want to do. But one of the classes I'm taking is entrepreneurship, and I love that class, especially because it has a lot to do with like what I'm into, like social networking and like speaking out, pitching, creating an idea and like bringing it to reality. That's like a really fascinating thing to me. But I want to go down that like business route, I know, but I haven't like pinpointed exactly what I wanted to do.
It's a business.
I'm a single
And
business.
your family owns a store.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
We can. I mean, there's not much to say. My family owns a store. And it's been like that since I was born. I think we opened it like right when I was born, like that same year. So I guess you could say that I was like born into it.
Yeah.
But
What kind of store is it?
it's a Hispanic store. You know, like the typical like grocery.
Don't they have a name for them? They have a name for like
Like a tiendita?
It's a different one that I heard, but that's probably another name for it. I can't think of it, but yeah, like a little like
Like a tienda?
Yeah.
Tienda, we have a little.
Yeah. So, anyway, I bring that up because I know you're into business and entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
and you've had a big role in that kind of environment for your family's store. So you think that's influenced your business pathway?
I think so. I think a lot of the times it's because it's familiar, you know? Like you're more, I mean, a lot of people go like on their careers based off of like an interest. I think it's just like, for me, it's something that I'm familiar with, something that I've been like dealing with all my life, and I know that I'm not necessarily bad at it, I would say. I wouldn't, like, if you were to like throw me into like a business or like I feel like I would know what to do, and I have some experience, I guess you could say. What was the question? Sorry.
Do you feel like it's influenced your pathway?
Yeah, I would say for sure. Yeah.
Okay. How old were you when you started really getting into like the management, or like I guess like behind the, I don't want to say behind the scenes, because your family owns it, so you've always known about the kind of behind the scenes of a business. But how old were you when you really started to be, I guess, introduced into how it works, how the money runs, that kind of stuff? Like, I guess managing.
I guess, I don't know. It was definitely at a young, like I started working young too.
So like, okay, I'll say like before 10 or after 10?
I would say after 10, like a little
10.
bit after 10.
Okay. Like, so like 11, 12.
Yeah, probably around there.
So you were young. You're definitely young.
Yeah.
And those are important skills to have. And I think even beyond just being part of a store, because that wasn't so common. I mean, that was common to be young and to be like a store clerk or whatever. But to understand like behind a business and that kind of thing, especially at a young age, that's an important skill to learn. And so when you talk about being able to take that and turn it into your entrepreneurship class and be able to take that and kind of run with it, you can see that at a young age when you learn those skills, it really starts to develop you. And so like I know we've talked just like off record. I don't say it like that, but we've talked before about how this is what you want to do. This is where you can see yourself going and that kind of stuff. And I can really see you thriving in that environment, and this is why it's important to know how young you really started with all this.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting, like choosing my classes for this semester, because I wasn't sure. Like before this semester, I wasn't like really sure. I was like maybe business, maybe psychology, literally anything. Like I was open, yeah, but I was like open to everything. Like I was really open, and then I was like, you know what? Like I remember. This is a weird memory, but I remember, like, in, like, 3rd or 2nd grade, you know how, like, that, like, what's it called, icebreakers? Like, those icebreaker questions? I remember, like, 2nd grade or 3rd, they were like, oh, yeah, what do you want to be when you grow up? I remember my first answer growing up was, like, entrepreneur. That was my first answer. Yeah, that was my first answer.
That's a big word for a little kid, too.
Yeah, but I always knew. Like, I always, like, knew that word. Like, entrepreneur. Like, I always knew that word. That was my first. And then, like, obviously, throughout the years, I was, like, I didn't want to, like, be like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. No, I was like, oh, maybe a vet. Like, you know, like, those random answers you give. I don't know, like, you know how you just give those random answers? But I remember my first answer to that question was entrepreneur. Like, I remember saying that. I don't know how I like came up with that word.
Big, like, I
don't know how.
That is a big word for a little
kid
to know.
But I knew it, which I don't know like why I did. I just remember that was like a big thing. I think my mom used it, probably. And she was like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. She probably said entrepreneur. I was like, I want to do that. That was my first answer.
That sounds cool. That sounds like a cool job. I want to do that.
And so I remember going into like I would say last semester was like a really big reflection year for me. But I remember going into, because FYI, I am scared of graduating, but that's besides the point. Anyways, so I remember going, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be my senior year. I don't know what I want to do. I had to start like thinking into like what, like I should start taking classes to see what I want to do. And I remember the first thing that popped up in my head was like entrepreneurship. Let me take that. And thank God it was a gen ed class, at least here. And so I took it, and it was just so, I remember like, I remember, because you know how we like go and find our classes before classes start?
Yeah.
My class is so far from everybody else's. I'm literally the only person in that class. But I went walking into the map building. I went in there, I went in my class, and it was, like, silence, like, empty. Kind of like this. Like, it was eerie, but I walked in there, and I, like, saw, like, the tables and the chairs, and I, like, remember walking in, I was like, damn, like, I'm actually taking an entrepreneurship class.
Yeah, you're here.
Like, I'm actually, like, who would have thought, like, going into freshman year or going into, like, any, like, point of my life that I would have ended up in this place at this time. And so it was just like, I remember standing there and like just having a moment of like reflection, because it was like, there's so much things that have happened that have like led me to this point, or that have like, you know, like influenced me. I just like sat there and I just stared at everything. And I remember I FaceTimed my mom. I remember, yeah, because she had called me. Like for some reason my mom knows everything, but she had called me, and I remember I was like, oh, let me just FaceTime her, because I was going to call her back, because I was just, like, standing there. Yeah. And I was like, Mom, this is my entrepreneurship class. And to her, it was just, like, a random-ass class. And I'm like, why are you showing me this, you know? But to me, it was, like, a step forward, I think. And so, I don't know. I'm a very, like, I'm a very sentimental person, I think. I don't like letting things go. And I hate to like look back and like see how far things have gotten. I remember going to elementary. I remember everything. Like, I'm a very sentimental person. That's why I know it freaks me out to like graduate, because I know I'll be sad to let things go, because I can't let things go.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I walked in there and I was like, it was just like so weird. Like, it was like, oh my God, I'm actually going to take a class for this. And I know to a lot of people it might not seem like a big deal, because everybody takes a class, that they're into. but to me, it was like, like I actually get to learn about something that I didn't think I would like get to learn at this point. Like, I didn't think I would get to learn about this so early on. And I remember going into the classroom first day, I had like my syllabus, I had my notebook out. I was prepared. Like, I was ready for this class. And so I walked in there, I sat down, and it was just really cool, like seeing how my family business and how entrepreneurship as like a mindset and a skill set, how they integrate, like how I've seen that not like built into our business too. And it was so interesting. Like, I remember learning about like in entrepreneurship, there's this thing where even though like you start with what you have rather than buy everything and just assume that you like are gonna sell it,
Yeah.
And that's how we started too. We started with what we had, the products that we had, what we had in the moment, rather than just investing, and just like it's hard to buy a lot of product and assume you're gonna buy or you're gonna sell all of it. So a lot of it was like I remember seeing that in our business. I remember seeing like other aspects like paying attention to the customer too. Like, that's another thing. Like really like seeing what the customer wants and needs. I remember my mom, like, she would always pay attention to like what the customer wanted. Like, she would always ask them, hey, like what's something else you would like to see, or what's something that you've wanted and that we didn't have. And so I just thought that was really cool, like seeing stuff not just in a classroom but in real life too.
So you were able to make that connection with your actual
exactly
story.
I thought I was like amazed. I was like, oh my gosh.
Have you shared that with your mom, like some of the stuff you've learned?
No, I haven't, because I feel like she knows.
She's been like experienced.
It's like it's just me like telling her all over again, like she's like, okay, whatever.
But even like, I think it's just different. She has experience. You have like, you learned it. She has experience.
Yeah, so exactly. Like, it's a big difference.
Like, it's the same point, but she got it through experience, and you got it by being in the classroom.
Yeah, and it was like weird because like my mom, she didn't have to take a class to know any of this, Like, she didn't have to like go to college or like take all these classes to like understand that, oh, okay, this is the way I should do it, Yeah. Like, she did it because that's just the way because her dad has a store too. So the way she learned is the same way I'm learning as well.
Yeah.
So she's taking this experience, she's moving it forward. And it's just so cool. Like, now that I say it out loud, it's just like so interesting to me that how much like there's like generational knowledge, It's not just, okay, I learned this by myself. She took it from her dad or my grandfather. And it was just really cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'd have to, now there's like personally, I'm interested in your mom's kind of journey through her, starting.
Was a really
I'm sure she has
so many stories.
I was about to say, I'm sure she has a lot of stories, and even on top of that, her dad probably heard like stories about her dad, because he has his store.
He had my grandfather. He was strict. I think from what I know, he was pretty strict, but he never like limited his children. I remember my mom. This is really short story with my mom. She, in high school, she used to like sell chips, and she would like,
really?
Yeah, that's so cool. I remember she would tell me, she's like, I knew I was gonna have a business, cause blah, blah, blah. But she was like, in high school, I used to like, because my dad had a store too, or not my dad. I keep saying my dad, but my grandfather. Yeah. My grandfather had a store too, and she would ask him, she's like, hey, can you buy me a box of these chips? And he's like, why? Like, why do you need that? Like, She's like, I know, I want to sell them. And he's like, oh, okay. So he buys her a box, like a unit of these chips. She goes to school, and she sells all of them. She sells out, and she gives all the money to her dad.
Yeah.
which is kudos to her because I feel like that makes me feel like selfish. Because if it were me, I would want to keep the money.
She didn't keep any of it.
She didn't keep any of it, and it's really interesting because.
So she was in it for the love of the game.
Exactly. She did it for the love of the game.
Wow.
Like, she didn't need any motivation. Like, it was just her, like, wanting to, like, that experience.
She could do it. She knew she could do
like,
it.
she knew if she put her heart into it, she could do anything, really.
That's interesting.
So she just did it. So she gave the money to her grandfather, and her grandfather. I'm getting confused between these.
I got you. Yeah.
She gave the money to her dad.
It's a great story.
But yeah.
That's a great story, yeah.
I just think it's so cool.
It runs in the family, huh?
It really does. I've never done anything of the sort. The only thing I've done is I've sold clothes online. But
yeah, you did. Yeah, you were doing that last year. I remember that. Yeah.
I sold a couple, actually.
How's that? You still doing that, or?
Kind of. I mean, I don't have the need for it. I mean, I did have the need for it back then. So like you said, like, it's the love of the game, you know? Like, I was just doing it because it literally brought me joy to know that I put my effort into a product and I ended up selling it. You know, like that feeling of that, like, success that like drives me, you know?
Yeah, I get that absolutely. So moving into our spring semester here, what are you taking?
Just comp. Just comp, yeah. One big thing about me is that I tend to be very, like, stressed. And taking entrepreneurship, like, I love taking entrepreneurship. Like, I wouldn't have traded that class for, like, anything. But entrepreneurship plus comp plus all these other high school classes I'm taking is so much work. It's a lot. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to stick with comp this semester.
Yeah. What are you going to do with your free time?
I don't feel like I have free time. I never have free time.
That's true. You have a pretty busy schedule.
I'm always doing something.
You have a big personal life, too. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about your personal life? Like, not, you know, I mean, not like personal, but like, you know, the stuff you do outside of school.
Oh, remember how I was telling you about, like, how Chase's interview, like, we're the exact opposites?
Yeah.
It's me and Jason. A lot of the times, there's a lot of things. I have a guitar and have a flute that I like to practice sometimes. I go to church a lot.
Well, you also play violin, right?
Not anymore. Actually, it was like a big thing for me. Like, I played violin, and I was pretty good at it. I think I was pretty good at it. Not to boost my own ego.
Why'd you drop it?
Because I went to high school, and they didn't have, like a class for that, like, for string instruments. They only had, like, band, which is, like...
They only always had. It's just band.
Yeah, it's just band.
But, yeah.
So I dropped violin, which I could have, kept going with it. But the thing with me is that, like, I'm not good at being self-taught. I need a teacher to teach me. Like, so I can't, like, my sister, she plays violin, and she's, like, mostly self-taught. She's pretty good. But I can't do that. Like, I need a teacher to teach me. But I'm a fast learner, you know, so I'm a pretty fast learner. So it's easy for me to get things and, like, pick it up. But it's hard for me to, like, teach myself. I need, like, a professional. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you go to church, you do instruments, you also play soccer right now.
Oh yeah, I love playing soccer. It depends.
That's more like a recreational soccer though, right? It's not like
competitive for sure. It's not competitive at all.
It's like from my understanding, it's like semi-competitive. Like, it's competitive to you guys.
It's competitive to us.
But it's not competitive. Like,
it's not actually competitive. It's just more like we do it for fun.
Yeah, you guys take it seriously within the community that you guys play it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fun. That's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
What other high school classes do you have going on?
I wish I didn't have any high school classes anymore. Everybody gets to get out early. But I have statistics. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm statistics, chemistry. What else do I have? I have to take comp.
Mm-hmm. Is that it? Just stats, chemistry,
and government.
Government, yeah.
Which is a lot for being a senior. But it's what? Well, now that's what I'll have next semester. Mm-hmm. This semester, I had chemistry, stats, comp, government, and entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Which is a lot because, like, even though the workload is less, it's more impactful to your grade.
Yeah.
So it's, like, really...
It's funny you said that because you were just talking about how, like, it's a lot. But I'm thinking back at Eastridge, we had a lot more classes.
We had a lot more classes, but I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I
didn't
didn't have to
feel
do
like it
anything.
mattered, right? Like,
Yeah, nothing really mattered.
a lot of the small classes they just didn't matter. Art didn't matter. Do you remember
AV production?
no, not AV. The finance, personal finance. That class was a joke. It was like
a joke.
it was like don't cheat. But if you do, like, it was like if you do, we don't care. Dude, that class was such a joke.
Yeah.
So
I
like
remember
the
that.
smaller classes or like gym where it was like, all right, yeah, walk around for 30 minutes and that's
Yeah,
it.
like we literally went in there, just like walked, and then they told us to literally do nothing else. Like we would do activities sometimes, but very rarely would we.
I feel like our free time is what would have been those throwaway classes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like
and that's the thing where it's like when you come here, you need to have geometry and like your 9th grade, 10th grade English is because they don't teach that. But other than that, like you don't need anything else to come here and graduate. You don't need your art. Well, I think you still do, but like all that stuff is just kind of.
That's the thing too.
It just already
because
happens.
It was just a bunch of like filler classes.
Yeah.
Because I had band, and that counts as like an elective.
Yeah.
Or like a music elective, fine arts elective, but they still put me in general music. I didn't need that. I was already in band. I don't need general music.
By senior, and that's why like by senior year, normally people have open schedules because they have
Typically,
no more classes.
Yeah,
they don't
do.
have any more classes
But
to throw at
our
you.
school just kind of sucked. Like if you're literally there for nothing. You're there for 2 classes.
By sophomore year, I could have been almost done.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because you had a lot of like.
I had a lot of
credits.
classes going into high school. I had science. I had algebra 1. I had the science with the thing. I don't know. I forget what it's called. Anyway, and then I think it was just those 2. But it let me skip up into biology immediately, and then I took chemistry the next year. Like I was able to just skip a lot, which I don't think it wasn't uncommon where I came from, and I knew other people that also had those kind of credits. But apparently you guys during COVID like had the opportunity to and just didn't take algebra 1 or something like that.
I don't know.
I think you said you had the opportunity to take algebra 1.
Oh, I think okay. Wait. I think 8th grade. If you were smart enough and you could pass a test, they'll let you take algebra 1. But at that point, we were just like nobody was paying attention in 8th grade.
Yeah, it got even harder because of our online school.
Yeah, but that was after, that was like after.
Well,
the
some
fact.
people were still on actually. Well, and not even that, but it was the previous years of online. school.
I skipped 7th grade like completely. I never
Really?
went to school, not one time. 7th grade.
Did you do online or like just
online the whole year? Like I just wasn't, and a lot of people only did like the half year thing.
Yeah, half year.
Where it was like, okay, we weren't school. We weren't in school for like half the year, but then we went back. I just didn't go. And it was so interesting because I remember like that year of my life. Oh my God, bro! Like I had control of everything. I was so in control. All my grades. People were talking about like they were failing and that they didn't have like or like they just weren't doing their work or showing up. I was there on every Zoom call, even though sometimes I fell asleep like halfway through. But I was there for every Zoom call. I turned in all of my work on time. Like, that's the thing. I'm an extrovert, but I thrive when I'm by myself. Like, when I can be in that, like isolation. You know what I mean?
Like an isolated extrovert.
Yeah. The problem that a lot of people don't talk about being extroverted, there's so many moments in my life, I think even now, where I'm so extroverted that the love for talking to people like outweighs everything, and it takes control of your life. Because for me, there was one time this year actually where I tried to like sit alone and like study, like in it, like because when you go to school, it's like a social environment. You're always gonna be talking to somebody. There's always somebody you can talk to. Like that's the thing, you're able to talk to people. But I remember one time I went into the Mount Plaza. And, like, I needed to get work done so bad. And I knew, like, I can get work done if I just concentrate.
Yeah.
But I was at school, and I went to the Math Plaza, and I sat down, and my heart just started, like, beating. because I was like, oh my gosh, everybody's like doing, like, it's like FOMO, you know,
Yeah.
like basically FOMO.
Yeah.
But like, I literally couldn't just stand, like, I couldn't, like, I needed to go like up and be around someone. Like, it's weird. Like, I get so attached to people, or not attached to people, but attached to the feeling of being around people,
Yeah.
that it physically like makes me anxious to
Mhm.
like be by myself. Like, it gives me anxiety a lot of the times.
Mm.
And so
So you just really love talking to people.
it's not that I love talking to people. I love the feeling of like having somebody next to me, that I know that I'm not by myself.
Yeah.
And that I can, like, if I can have a conversation, I will, you know? But a part of that is a part of like that struggle of always like wanting to be next to somebody can have like negative effects too, where it was like I couldn't do my work because I always wanted to talk to people, or I couldn't like I just couldn't be by myself, you know? And so 7th grade, like, I was thriving because I didn't have to talk to anybody. Like, I didn't have to be in that social environment.
So it forced you to.
So it forced me,
okay.
yeah. And the weird thing is that I love being by myself. Like, I can, when I learn to be okay in, like, that independent environment, I do so well. Like, I can do so well. Like, I remember I was turning everything in. I was going to all my Zoom calls, waking up at 7 a.m. every morning. I would clean the house every day. Like, I would clean every room. I would cook. Like, I remember I had time to cook for me and my little brother because it was just me and him at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I did everything. I was just, like, I had stuff done. But I don't know.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow, that's. I never heard a story about that, honestly. Like, it kind of forcing you to, not even like, I guess it's a special case, right? Because that's how you are.
Yeah.
Like, it forced you into this new element that you didn't know you thrived in.
Yeah, and it's really hard because I love talking to people. Like, if I have the chance to, I'll be next to this person, I'll be talking to this person. Like, even Miss Ariel knows that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, it's hard because I don't know how to balance it. And so I think that's the real problem. Like, I don't know how to be by myself, but also how to enjoy being with other people.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other, and I don't know how to balance it.
Well, that is very, honestly, just, I don't want to say interesting because interesting sounds like it's not even a powerful enough word. It's just so special. It's so special to have that realization about yourself. Honestly,
Yeah.
because you do like
It
not
is,
even
but it
in a
sucks
negative
at the
way.
same time.
Exactly,
Yeah,
not
it
even in like
sucks.
it's just so like you love talking to people, but you also now you know like you personally know now that on the flip side of it, like you can be so productive.
Yes, and I love being productive. Like, I used to, like, do to-do lists every single day. I would do a to-do list every single day, and I would get everything checked off.
Mm.
Like, I would used to wake up at 5 a.m. every day, and I would, like, I love getting like, I love
And
that
you
patience.
just did it.
Yeah,
You just
and I
did
did
it.
it.
Yeah.
But now it's just, like, it's not that I don't have the motivation to, because if I wish I could do that again. Like, I wish I was able. I just don't know how to find myself like that again,
Yeah,
you know?
it's things have changed.
Mm-hmm.
The whole game's changed. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I got one final question for you, and I've actually learned like I've known you for going on 4 years now, and I've learned a lot about you just doing this because it's all about the environment,
Yeah, it's a lot.
And asking the right questions, of course. Always ask good questions. And so, what lesson have you learned throughout your whole life?
Coming from somebody who likes to talk a lot and who goes up to people, one of the biggest things I learned as far like as talking to people, actions speak louder than words, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
People can say so many things. They can say one thing and they can be like, oh yeah, I like this, and this. But if they don't show that, then they really don't mean it. Because it's easy to say something, but it's harder to do it. So, yeah, I'd say actions speak louder than words.
Coming from a professional talker.
Coming from a professional talker, I could say anything, but if I'm, like, and that's the thing, because my love language is, like, acts of service.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I truly mean it when I can show you that. So I feel like, yeah, professional talker. Actions speak louder than words.
I like that. Thank you so much, Alisha. I appreciate you coming on.
No problem.